Taylor, if you would, your thoughts on the match.
Yeah, it was a really tough match for me. I think I had a plan of what I wanted to do going out, but a lot of, some parts of it I did well, and a lot of parts of it I definitely didn't, I guess, hit the ball as well as I expected to, and that's something that's big if I wanted to just go back and forth and ball strike with him, because he's such an amazing ball striker. And I feel like I improved the serve a lot in the second set. The first set my serve was really struggling, and then third set started to kind of put it together a bit more with just hitting the ball, hitting my forehand a little bit better. Put myself in a good position to win the third, but he played a good game when I went to serve it out. But yeah, that's kind of just how it goes when you're I'm playing he's the best player in the world right now. My plan A is not working. The plan B that I fall back on, would normally be just like bringing everything in, being a little bit safer, grinding it out, and that works along with my serve against some other, a lot of other players. But against him, when I tried to kind of bring it down, not be as aggressive, then he's just gonna bully me a little bit too much. So it was tough that I guess my plan A wasn't really working for me until the third set I started to kind of get it going.
Okay. Thank you. One question each. Brian
Lewis, New York Post. I'm curious when you play such an emotional and long semifinal, I'm curious, did Friday have any impact on today? And if so, was it more physical and leggy, or was it more emotional, having to recover from that?
I don't really think it had too much of an impact. I think my body didn't feel like amazing maybe yesterday, but we're 6 matches in. It's the finals of the Slam. I don't really expect to be feeling like fresh. All things considered, I think my body felt fine, and mentally, I think honestly, I thought it was a good thing. I was very, I guess, nervous going into the semifinal, and I didn't feel anywhere near as nervous going into this match as I did in the semis. So I thought emotionally, it's obviously the U.S. Open final. I want to win. It's a really big moment, but I felt like emotionally I was going to be okay, because I knew it wasn't going to be as bad as I was before my semifinal match, and I found a way to get through that.
Francis was saying the other day how different it feels now, kind of how much more open it feels, and that this tournament has really reinforced that. I just wondered, compared to the big three peak era, I just wondered how you feel going forward, I guess, how much more confident or how much more open it feels now.
Yeah, obviously, Carlos and Novak, and some people lost early on in this tournament, so it really opened up the draw a lot, and you can only really beat who's in front of you. But I think it's really positive for me, and because I don't feel like at any specific point in these 2 weeks, I don't feel like I was playing amazing tennis. I guess I feel like I was, playing solid, nothing, I guess, special. I feel like I haven't been hitting my backhand as good as I'd like to. I haven't been serving as good as I'd like to. Luckily, I can still get away with it and hold, but maybe it is a bit more open. I don't think you have to, play unbelievable to go deep in tournaments and contend. Like I said, it's different. Novak and Carlos lost. I would have had to play a really, really great match if I happened to play Novak somewhere else in the draw. But yeah, I think that you can find yourself a little deeper in the draws, like quarterfinals and stuff, if you just play solid tennis. I still think to beat the top guys, you need to bring your best game.
Howard.
Taylor, excuse me. It had been a little bit of time since you had played Jannik. Has he improved in that span? And if so, are there specific things you could point to that make it feel more challenging or difficult against him?
I mean, I'd say he's definitely improved a little bit since I beat him in straight sets at Indian Wells in 2021. Yeah, the biggest improvement by far is his serve. If I'm gonna go back from because I played him I played him in last year in Indian Wells, and he had already improved his serve. I think from then, I don't think the improvement's like a ton. I think he was very, very good at that point, and he had just kind of been injured, pulled out of a lot of tournaments when he was already like deep into it. So like at that time he was ranked like I think outside the top 10 maybe. Like I got kind of a tough draw. It was the top 8 seed and I had to play him, but I think at that point he was very close to he's improved now with confidence and winning, but I think he was very close to the level at that point. He just had yet to show all of the results, because after that he lost to Carlos that week, won Miami the next week, was unbelievable all of last year and starting this year as well. So I think that was kind of like the start of it. If I want to go back to like the 2021 Indian Wells, yeah, I mean the serve and the movement, massive improvements. I could find myself in a lot of return games just off of his first serve. I felt like I could get myself in points off of his first serve every time. And then it was much easier to hurt him from the ground as well. So he's much faster, a lot better out of the corners, and his serve is very good now.
All right, please turn off your devices, Larry.
Understanding that the match didn't end all that long ago, can you appreciate what you've done in this tournament? Can you define this tournament as a success, or do you have to wait a little while and put it into context?
Not yet. There's obviously a lot of positives, and when I get some time to like cool down, then it's like I'll be happy about the fact that I made it to the finals and stuff like that. But right now I'm pretty just disappointed in how like just a lot of things on the court, how I played, how I hit certain shots. It sucks, and I'm not saying like that it necessarily would have made a difference. I don't know if it would have, but I just would have liked to have played better and given myself a better chance. So it's really disappointing right now. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the fans, obviously American fans, been wanting a men's champion for a long time, and I don't know. I'm pretty upset with how I played, and I feel like I don't know. I feel like I almost let a lot of people down.
All right, we'll have time for a few more. David, Cindy, Willie.
Hi there, Taylor. David Law from the Tennis Podcast. When you came out onto the court, you looked pretty confident, and I just wondered, the whole occasion generally, was it different to how you expected it in any way once the match actually got underway?
Not really. I think just kind of walking onto court and just like hearing the crowd go crazy and just kind of like soaking in the moment of like I'm walking out to play my match on Ash in the US Open Finals. This is like what I dreamed about my whole life. It like almost got me like a little bit emotional, but I was just really happy and ready to enjoy the moment. And like I said, I really, because I didn't feel like overly nervous, like I felt pretty good. I just really expected to come out and play better from the start.
Last two, Cindy, Willie.
Hey, Taylor, you go from here to Berlin for Laver Cup. Is there some comfort in rejoining your friends, your countrymen over there in that team competition?
For sure. I think coming from like just the highs of like playing the US Open, like at home with the crowd, like, and then also just being so like mentally locked in for these like 2 weeks, it would be really tough to go play like another like individual tournament that's not going to have the same like just energy of playing. Like nothing really matches playing like being an American playing like the US Open. So it's amazing that I'm going to get to go play like just a really fun event that I enjoy with all of my friends, because if it's pretty impossible for me to like not be fired up like playing a match when I have all these guys on the bench like kind of going crazy for me. And also like it's just a fun tournament to like, or event to just compete in and be with the group of guys. So like, yeah, I'm, it's a good time in the calendar for this, I think. Kind of just like play that and then, almost like recharge a little bit mentally, to go, I guess, grind it out in Asia afterwards.
All right, Willie, last question.
Given what you were sick of being asked about and what you hadn't had the opportunity to do before, what do you think you proved to yourself at this tournament?
I think the biggest thing is like I said before, and I played solid this week, but I played very within myself. I don't think I at any point was like, wow, I'm playing incredible, or I'm playing out of my mind, and I think that's just extremely reassuring to me that I was able to get to this point, just playing solid tennis, and I know that there's still a lot of room for improvement, and something I've said throughout my entire career, whether it's when I won my first ATP point, or I won my first challenger, or I made my first round of 16, or whatever it is, I've always said once I do something once, I just feel a lot more confident in being able to do it again. That's something that's always stuck with me. Sometimes it's taken me some time to get to a certain achievement, but I've always felt like once I've done something, I gain a lot of confidence that I can do it again. So it is a great feeling to have gotten to this point, knowing that I'm playing well, but I'm playing very within myself, and I feel like it's repeatable.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Taylor.